Hello, it's Transtad here for my fourth mask review. This is Gene Simmons. His original name was Chaim Vitz. Came from Israel. Immigrated here when he was a young boy, and he changed his name to Gene Klein. Klein being the last name, I believe, of the aunt or uncle who he was living with his mother. Then later on, he legally changed his name to the Gene Simmons, which, if you know Kiss or Simmons Family Values, is his current name. And being that he's in his 50s, and I doubt very seriously he's going to change his name again. As I don't know if y'all can tell, but I have really two obsessions in life. One being Kiss and trash. Kiss, and Transformers. And Kiss was my first obsession. My entire right arm is sleeved out in Kiss tattoos. Favorite thing though. As far as mask goes, another really good mask. Visually, this is probably my favorite mask. It's old Genie with his makeup on and his tongue out. I think it's just a really cool mask. It's pretty accurate. His makeup, for people who know, he's gone through several different versions of this type of makeup, and this is probably the best one I've seen. This is his latest one, so it's the best one. Now, again, these eyes here are just really small. I never really wore this one much. This one was always my brother's favorite, Gene. So he's the one who wore this one. He had to deal with seeing out of these eyes. Funny little side note, my brother used to work for the police department. He wasn't a police officer or anything. He was a civilian. He was working in the supply room. And once a year around Halloween, they would have a costume contest, and my brother in the police department would be wearing his Kiss shirt, leather jacket, and this Gene Simmons mask. Yeah, that wearing that out in public is one thing, but wearing it in the police department, that's just something else, man. That took a lot of cojones. Like I said, this is pretty much the same as the other masks. This is Gene Simmons. It was released back in about '93, I believe it was. The band formed originally in '73, and that was a trio at that point. It was Gene, Paul, and Peter Criss. And then Ace joined later on when they realized they needed a lead guitarist, which, like I said, he was awesome and all that in a bag of chips. Gene, as you'll remember, is the one with the long appendage. A lot of people say he cut the little bit of skin on the bottom of his tongue, allowing him to stick it out further. A lot of people say he had a cow's tongue grafted on his. His official stance is that his tongue is original equipment. He had it growing up, and he had it in the band. So he also is one of the very rare rock stars who, other than a isolated brownie incident that you can read about in his book, he's never gotten drunk and he's never gotten high. Now, I didn't really believe that about him until I started watching Simmons Family Jewels and seeing what this guy was like around the house and what he's like, in real life. And I kind of believe that now. I don't believe this guy ever actually drank, gotten drunk, or got high. So good for you, buddy. That's almost an impossible task these days in the music industry. Even some of the Christian bands have a beer every now and again, and this guy never really claimed to be a Christian. Yeah, it's really cool. I like the mask, again, I say. Has little folds underneath his neck here from where he's trying to stick his tongue out real well. Not to listen to good attention to detail. Like I said, it's just a really good mask. One thing you can see overtly is Gene did not have red lipstick. That was Paul and I think Peter, I believe. Don't get me lying here. I've only listened to this band all my life. I'm thinking that Gene and Ace. Yeah, Gene and Ace are the ones that had the black lipstick. So that's a little bit wrong with the mask, but I mean that's just being pity, you know. I'm going to go into while on this review. Oh yeah, one more thing. You can pose his hair. You know, people who know Gene Simmons know he has like a little poof up top on his hair. I've said before in other mask reviews that I don't do the hair. I can't put a comb through it. I can't even put that little poof up there. I've tried it and it keeps falling over. You know, so that wasn't going to happen. But other than that, this is a pretty accurate mask, and I like it. And like I said, visually, it's one of my favorites. Thank you for watching, and I have one more mask review to do, and then I'll be back to reviewing Transformers. Thank you for playing.